last two video, we talk about the principle of CBT. We talk about the reason people get into the CBT treatment. We also talk about some triangle theory. I like to call triangle theory because it's easy for you to understand, talking about feeling, thought, and behavior. And today we're going to continue to go over the CBT technique, but without trying to focus too much on a certain background or a certain perspective, because I'm not a person who like to talk a lot about people's symptoms and their mental health issue. I believe in humanitarian type of treatment. So I will skip agoraphobia, panic, depressive symptoms. Those are basic, and I don't think it's important to kind of mention about like the episode of depressive symptoms, mild, moderate, severe. I don't really like to talk about those things. But if somebody do the CBT technique, they tell you to do an anxiety checklist. They probably just have to figure out more specific on which type of CBT will work better for you. So I just want to jump in and continue to go over a lot of skill that you can do. And today we're going to focus on the goal setting, because a lot of times CBT is about setting out a goal and working toward that goal in order for CBT technique to be more effective. A lot of people talk about anxiety, depression. That's because majority of a person who have issue with anxiety and depressive symptoms, they will come to the clinic and clinician will utilize CBT to help them. And that's why you hear a lot of example is basing on those. Depression, somebody anxiety. So let's just say during the meeting, your client coming and talking about sometimes they have a seasonal low mood or anxiety. They talk about they have problem with their work, relationship, friends, and they are worried about the winter and fall season coming, because that's when the symptoms getting worse. So how do they feel better? What is a specific goal and a focus they can do? That's something that you actually can start as a clinician, use a CBT to go through those process and help your client. How would you help them to pull the goal together? But the important thing is why they are coming in for treatment, right? So those are the important aspect of the treatment. And you're collecting their strength, right? You ask them what are they struggle, why are they coming to see you, and what can you work on? How did you define your treatment and goal? What is something that they want to do? If they have a relationship problem, what is the problem with relationship? Does that impact in their energy level? Can they still do something that they're able to do, right? And think about those relationships. Can not necessarily be parents, sibling. They can be partner. They can be friendship. So once you identify those issues, then you can start to map out what kind of things that they can work for in order to help themselves. And then a thing that a person also need to understand as a clinician is to know what human need. Basically, if you're not a creature, I just kind of drop this in. I used to have some clinician talking about their client as a creature, and I feel that's so inappropriate, because they are deserve to be treated equally. They're human beings. So please don't try to help your client in a humanitarian way. Be more passionate. Be more have a heart when you doing this type of work, because that's what we're doing. So don't ever call them a specific creature, and you just have to find a way to work with them and help them to grow. Anyway, let's go back to what I'm talking about. So basic human need. What is the basic human need? So it's like psychological need. I think in one of my YouTube short, I kind of talk about the basic psychological need that was probably 2 years ago. So autonomy, they have a decision to make what they want to do, and they can relate something that is meaningful to them to do, or connecting with people. Make sure that they need to feel competent about themselves. Otherwise, they cannot continue with this CBT treatment. So those basic psychological needs will be needed before conduct the CBT technique. So I also want you to know that that's one of the basic things that people start getting the treatment from CBT, and how can you help, right? Then we talk about their career, their education, what they want to do. Do they have enough time to fulfill their goal? Do they have enough time to find out something they want to do? What affects their relationship? What is a professional life that they want to accomplish? How can they concentrate and make things work? And those are something that they need to know. And do they have faith? What's the meaningful things for them to do? Do they want to be connected as a solitary way, or they like to work with other people? Are they the humankind? What kind of information that they want to give into themselves? What is their purpose? What is meaningful thing to go through those process? And this is something that you can kind of find out for your client. And what are they able to help themselves, and what is the awareness that they can figure things out during this CBT treatment? And last couple of things, but not the least, is like relaxation things. How's their domestic responsibility if they have one? How's their physical health, right? So all those things, that's something that you can take into consideration and work on those goals, their schedule. Putting a schedule together will also help them to get through the day. Next time, we're gonna talk about more of how to help those people get back to their life. And we'll see you again at the next video.